The Kayan or Padaung regard themselves as the master of the hilly regions and have a peculiar custom of wearing brass rings around the necks and legs. They hail originally from the southern Burma, but after the military coup d'etat and their hostile nature towards the Padaungs, they moved towards the Thai border to continue and preserve their tradition, customs, and culture. Today, they are concentrated in the 7 villages centered around the vicinity of Bangpe, the largest village housing the Padaungs.
Women of the Padaung community are well known for wearing brass coils around their necks their entire lives in order to lengthen it. They also wear brass anklets and often silver bracelets. The belief is the longer the neck, the more beautiful the woman. The coils can stretch their necks over a foot and weigh over 20 pounds. The first ring is positioned at the age of 5 or 6 in a ceremony in which the entire village participates. The neck of the girl is massaged for hours with the liniment before the officiator winds the brass wire around her neck. Over the years, the coil is replaced by a longer one and more turns are added until a maximum of 25 is reached. Each time turns are added, the body requires several days to accustom itself to the increase in pressure and distortion. There are many legends surrounding the origin of these neck coils, which can be dated to as far back as the 11th century. According to one legend, the Padaung were the children of a dragon and the wind. Therefore, the long necks of the women might be a means of commemorating the long necks of their dragon ancestors. Another legend says that this custom originated as a defense against tiger attacks, which were most likely to be directed at the neck. Nowadays, they are worn to preserve cultural tradition. The custom has been maintained as a symbol of wealth and status, which in turn enhances marriageability and acts as an assertion of a woman's identity and beauty. Across the border in northern Thailand, the neck rings attract various tourists. This is a great source of income for local governments and an opportunity for the women to sell their artisan crafts to visitors. Some women enjoy upholding this tradition, but others feel pressured to endure this painful custom in order to make a living. Many of the Kayan men and women are not allowed to leave these artificial villages without a Thai ID card, and since they are Burmese refugees, they cannot apply for one to build up a future elsewhere. Without legal citizenship, they even have limited access to water, electricity, infrastructure, healthcare, and education. Human rights groups claim the refugee status exploits women who can't find other work.
Since the accessories are mainly worn by the women, so the impact on the body is also faced by them. When they start wearing the rings at the age of 2 or 5, it is originally very difficult for them as they cannot walk properly due to the weight. Also, it leads to extreme pain. But gradually they get back to their normal lives. The rings push their chin upwards, leading in facial and dental deformation. Also, the ribs are pushed down and cervical vertebra is compressed. This creates an illusion of long necks. If the necks were to be actually stretched, they could also die.
Regular activities of the Padaung includes weaving, tablix events, selling handmade goods to tourists and posing for photographs. Tablix events are stationary and silent. They were unique means of communication as the actors portrayed the silent scenes which attracted the minds and hearts of the people through the medium of art. They used to do weaving so that the residents receive an allowance profit from handcraft sales. Weaving is a type of fabric constructions where two sets of thread wrap and weft interface at right angles to create cloth suitable. Weaving is done on a loom as it holds the wrapped thread under tension, allowing them to be intersect by the weft.
Handicrafts. They are competent in construction of houses, plating of all kinds of bamboo baskets, bamboo trays and mats, weaving on backstrap loom, making earthen pots and so on. As in their religion, bamboo and wood are in plenty. Cultivation of crops. The Padaung earn their livelihood by cultivation of crops, the main crop being paddy. Maize, pumpkin and beans are cultivated on the plains which are really hard to be found. Hunting. As the area being mountainous and forest-clad region, there are many valleys and streams in which deer, wild boar, wild goat and bear inhabit. The weapons used in hunting are spear, crossbow, sword and handmade firearms. They usually go hunting in group or individually after their plantation season.
Among all the ceremonies of the Padaung, the cage taboo is the most prominent. It is held in April every year in accordance with the tradition. The aim and objectives of holding Keech Thibu are for good weather, peace, clearance of diseases, and a good harvest. A number of kanye pots have to be fermented in advance to make offerings to the spirits and to feed the guests during the ceremony. On the day when the entire village is free, they consult the fortune teller of the cockbone method to find out the auspicious day for cutting a big tree, the trunk of which is used as a flagstaff for the ceremony.
The Padaungs dwell in small square huts. Huts are made up from woven bamboo strips, and the roof of the huts are made up of palm leaves. The women weave the bamboo strips since the men work in the fields. They do weaving by arranging the bamboo strips in crisscross manner. Huts are made up of bamboo and palm leaves as they are easy to handle. The Padaungs for their livelihood are dependent on the forest natural resources. Also, bamboo strip has potential to create livelihood opportunities as it is fast in growing and easy to cultivate.
Padaung clothing is considered as a symbol of unique culture and warm hospitality. The Padaung women's traditional attire consists of a colorful, elegant turban with a short, thick, loose shift and leggings. They wear a short, dark blue skirt edged with a loose white tunic, also trimmed with red, and a short blue jacket as they are the tribe of hilly area. These are generally woven by females on their backstrap loom. When working, they wear short sleeved smocks so that they are comfortable while they are working. The traditional use of color, including red, blue, and white, which is a specific color for unmarried women, is because of the Karen flag, which consists red, which means bravery, white for purity and sincerity, and blue for honesty. Coming on to men clothing, they usually wear a shirt or woolen jackets to keep themselves warm with trousers of black or white color. An old style Padaung male wears traditional longi, which is quite flexible in size, shaped for matching the man's body. There are distinctive features found in Padaung textiles and garments. Through the limited number of designs, Padaung textiles have managed a particular visual identity that can be easily recognized by markets and shops.
Farmers grow corn, paddy, soybean, and pigeon pea, and also raise cattle like pig and poultry. To supply their diet, they hunt animals from the forest, including barking deer, sambar, rabbit, and wildcat. Talking about the food which is there in Padaung, I wanted to first talk about beetle chewing, which is mainly eaten by women. It is mainly a traditional item which is available at a low cost. Rice wine is drank by men, women, and children on special occasions like weddings, harvest, and regional festivals. Sitting around the smoke fire is a wooden kyan region, sipping rice wine through a bamboo straw. Now talking about the beautiful Kyan Al cuisine, I have mentioned about 5 dishes. The first famous dishes is pork potato steamed in bamboo. Second is cucumber and carrot salad. Third is chicken baked mud, which also includes a moist chicken. Fourth is smoked frog salad. And the last one is mukkan fried potatoes, which has been used with a baby potatoes. The food is truly unique. The unusual ingredients prepared were in the mud pot.
Key insights: the Padaungs and their attachment to their cultural heritage is nearly palpable, having left their motherland for its preservation. In spite of all the harm and the risk women face, they still happily wear the brass coils as they want their tradition and culture to be continued. Due to the pressure of life in Thailand, the Padaung neck rings have taken on a new meaning. This tradition has trapped the women in what critics call human zoo. Girls are now forced to choose between their culture and their freedom. Farmers grow corn, paddy, soybean, and pigeon pea and also raise cattle like pig and poultry. To supply their diet, they hunt animals from the forest, including barking deer, sambar, rabbit, and wildcat. They do some regular activities which are weaving, selling handmade goods to the tourist, and posing for photographs. Weaving is an important folk art in the Padaung culture. Padaung clothing is considered as a symbol of unique culture and warm hospitality. The traditional Padaung dwell in a small square hut. which are made up of bamboo strips and their roof is made up of palm leaves. This was all about Padaung. Thank you.